Fragments of silicon, meticulously constructed and broadcast over only the finest airwaves.
All right, welcome to another installment of Fragments of Silicon. We are back after a week being interrupted by very inclement weather. So more on that in the news. In the meantime, I'm your host, Adam. Joining as always are Petty and Gallix. So let us get to this previous week's proceedings. Gallix, you start us off.
Well, I've been, since I've gotten the new car, I've been occasionally noticing minor things that are, I guess you'd say, wrong with it. Nothing serious, just like, for some reason there are a couple of minor plastic bits that cover the bottom of the front windshield that are missing for some reason. And the back hatch door, the plate, the thing that it's attached to is a little bit loose, which is apparently kind of a common issue. It's like nothing serious, and I talked to the guy who sold it, and he said that they'd probably be able to cover fixing those things since it was like that when I got it. But it's been going back and forth between like the parts department to verify what I need and the service department to verify whether they can get permission to actually comp it or whatever.
Yeah.
I can pay for it if they don't have to. It'll just delay me getting some of the accessories I'm hoping to get eventually. I want to get rain shields for the windows, and probably my other car had a cargo cover in the trunk, which was kind of handy. So yeah, that's about that. So hopefully I'll be hearing back from them soon about that, but I've been on the phone quite a bit about that. I did have my appointment to determine whether I can do a home sleep test, so they said that it would be worth doing, so actually doing it is going to be very beginning of November. Because I guess they only have so many machines and there's a turnaround time and stuff.
And with it being near the end of the year, everybody's going to be wanting to get that taken care of because, insurance stuff.
Quite possible. So yeah, but other than that, nothing too much going on. The weather's been getting cooler, and I've kind of been sleeping like crap for a good number of the last few days. So I actually took a nap earlier this evening.
Was it a good nap?
I think so. I didn't oversleep from it, so.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about what I'm at. Oh, right, I forgot about video games. I finished Echoes of Wisdom. Good game. It is smaller, but I'm not, surprised at that, since I managed to beat it in a couple of weeks. I think it does a good job of balancing more linear progression than the last couple, with still a decent amount of stuff to explore whenever you want to.
Yeah, someday I'll finish Tears of the Kingdom. Someday.
And they did announce they are doing more they're doing reruns of the special seasonal Splatfests, and they announced the Halloween one, and they're doing they already released the Splatoon 2 Halloween masks and stuff. So that's cool. I think that's about all I got, though.
Well, that means you're up, Eddie.
So I had that Digimon tournament over the weekend, and I got 47th. Yup.
Out of
I think it was 54.
okay, so what kind of deck did you use?
Black base Dex Doragora.
Ah,
It should still be on my app. But yeah, I guess the store we were at, I believe it was like Jay's CD and Hobby. I kind of wish there was a store like that here because it was a pretty cool store, but the actual play area kind of sucked. They had just like tables that was basically in the space about the size of a hallway that were also using for storage, and they didn't even number the tables. So that sucked a lot. Somebody from my local area actually did win it, so that was cool. Oh, there's the rankings. Yeah, there was 56 players who actually signed up, and I was 47th. So I wasn't last. Yay. The next large Digimon event is in Wichita, and I was already told no. Because Wichita is over 3 hours away. So that was...
No, by family that would do the transportation for it?
Yes, because I can't drive myself because of my disability. And it's one of those...
You could get an Uber. if you have infinite money.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, and then I learned when I got there, is like, because some of the people from the Kansas store that I go to had to go through my town in order to get to Iowa, so they could have picked me up. So I was like, well, shit, I could have went with them. But oh well, you live, you learn. You check locations beforehand. But yeah, as far as like other stuff going on, we finally got the pool closed, and it's still technically not done because they got the wrong pool cover. Apparently, they ordered an 18. There are two different styles of 18-foot pool covers, and they needed to get the 18-foot oversized because we have a rail around the edge of the pool. So hopefully they don't charge us another service fee for that, because that was their screw up. But then again, with some of the crap they've done, I would not be surprised. And I guess as far as also weather's going, we had our first frost this morning, and it sucks. Missouri sucks, just in general. Don't come here. In gaming news, I've been playing a lot of Dave the Diver. I think I'm nearing the end, but who the hell knows? They keep unlocking stuff. I think I'm on chapter 6. And I think that's it from me. Next person.
All right, that'd be me. So, in case it hasn't been clear previously, the big news of my past week has been hurricane related because
'Tis the season.
Well, 'tis the peak of the season.
Yep.
More appropriately, as you know, we didn't deal directly with Milton in the area, but still still enough to where we had to flee the area.
Yeah. one of those things like the tornado that hit Joplin a few years ago. A slight course correction, it could have hit us type situation, right?
Something along those lines. But with a hurricane, it's
You kind of know it's coming, unlike with a tornado where it can just kind of happen if the conditions are right.
Well, it's also hurricanes create the conditions that tornadoes happen.
Yeah.
As quite a lot of the area did get hit with tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thankfully everybody's okay. The domicile is okay. Very nearly wasn't because some trees fell in the backyard and almost hit the place.
Fun.
Like the branches were touching up on the back of the building,
Mm.
kind of deal. But thankfully, no damage done. Like no actual damage. It's just there's just a big old tree in the backyard that's being propped up by a smaller tree.
Oh, fun.
Like, also fortunately, quite a bit of it has been cleared away.
Mm-hmm.
Not the main body because of, first of all, how big it is.
Yeah, it's
and also
probably
the
one of
fact,
those old trees that it's gonna take a crew a little while to get rid of.
I'm like,
It would need to be reduced into pieces.
Yes. It's also they have to go top down because of because if they go down up, that will cause problems.
It will crush who's ever underneath it.
Right. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before that gets sorted out.
Now, is it coming on your own dime or insurance or?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that on air.
Ah.
Like, but it's being taken care of. That's the important part.
Indeed.
Thankfully, since we didn't get hit that hard, the area is returning to normal faster than other areas that got hit by the hurricane. That is to say, we got power restored, the roads are getting cleared, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Was there any flooding, or is it just tree debris in the road?
Oh, there was flooding. A good deal of that's been taken care of. Like I said, the recovery process has been faster here because we just didn't get hit as hard.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, in real terms, we got hit harder with Irma like a good 7 years ago because this time around I didn't see any down traffic lights.
Was Waffle House still open?
I think they closed.
I know in some parts they did actually close because yikes! I've seen some of the photos.
Yeah. The point. The point is, I am able to get back to the normal routine a lot quicker than I had feared.
Mm-hmm.
There was a non-zero chance that this show could have been delayed weeks, months even.
Yeah.
Because there's still a good chunk of people in this state who are without power. Or, their homes are ruined, or,
Yep.
Other hurricane-related problem. So,
indeed.
I am thankful that the damage that was done, was restricted to a fence that is I want to say owned by the neighbors. It's not our fence. You know that. I'm like, so, it was a rough going, but it could have been so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of gaming, well, yeah, it's like that was kind of interrupted by, once again, a massive storm and having to pick up the pieces.
In
Quite
terms of
literally.
gaming, PCs don't work when there's no power.
I mean, he does have a
Yes.
laptop, so it could work for a little while without power, but...
Yeah. I had a laptop, but no generator. So, access. So, I wasn't going to waste the power that was contained in my laptop on a on a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, though, once again, since things are back to normal, I'm back to playing the usual games for review. And I'm also back to playing Pillars of Eternity. Right now, I'm going through the second part of the DLC after completing the second act. So the game is getting completed. It's just, this is a massive, massive CRPG. So I'm on hour 155.
Jesus. So you might be done by the end of the year. Might.
It depends on how the DLC goes, because I'm in the third act of the main game, and I'm about to hit the level cap. So it's getting completed. It's just, once again, people don't know how insanely huge CRPGs can be.
Trust me, I'm brutally aware. I've seen some people's playthroughs of Baldur's Gate 3.
Especially when you actually go and engage on all the quests.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in terms of pickups, just got the Tomb Raider trilogy remastered and the Mighty Switch Force collection
I
on
thought
sale.
the Tomb Raider collection wasn't coming out till next month.
That's the next version. The first three games are already out. They're on sale right now. Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 are next month. Yeah. Or as I like to call it, the worst package since the Mega Man Legacy Collection Mega Man X Collection Part 2. Because you've got Lara Croft the Diminishing Returns era, and goddamn Legacy of Darkness, the broken PlayStation 2 one. I'm like, unless they actually do some fixing there, I would not advise picking this collection up.
Yeah. And we don't have any contacts on the dev team on that to actually get any confirmation on that, so
I've tried Aspire multiple times. They never answer.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think that'll about do it for news for the week. So, as previously mentioned, because there was a big old storm that kind of flushed away our plans for not just last week, but this week. So, in lieu of that, it's time for another reaction video. So, time to set the table for another return to the mid-90s.
Oh boy, the mid-90s.
We've made a couple of ventures to this particular moment in time.
A couple, my ass.
We have.
It's been more than a couple, my friend.
No, it's actually been a couple, because we looked at what Philips was doing with the CDI.
We've also looked at a few mid-90s computer chronicles, but yeah.
No, we looked at two mid-80s, late 80s episodes, and an episode from 1993. and the 1993 episode was on MSP.
Fair.
So technically, this is correct. The best kind of correct. Anyway.
I hate this group sometimes. We're all in the same mental wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so putting that aside, this time we are going to look at what Atari was doing in the year of 1995. Their last desperate push to get the Jaguar into as many homes as possible.
And Lord, was it desperate.
Now, the Jaguar was the allegedly 64-bit, but only kind of one, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and Alleged's doing a hell of a lot of work there, my friend.
Oh, believe me, we're going to see a lot of that. Because Atari based their entire campaign on that idea. But wasn't
it something like it's 64-bit in that it has 4 separate 16-bit things?
2 32-bit CPUs that made a 64-bit bus.
Yeah.
It was the same kind of fuzzy math that NEC used for the PC Engine / TG16. It's like, technically speaking, you had 2 8-bit processors that added up to 16 bits.
And that's not how computer math works, friends.
So with that in mind, let us take a look at the Atari Jaguar infomercial dubbed The Cave.
This is a paid program for the Atari Jaguar.
Remember, Atari
Every
paid
great story has a great beginning. And this story, our story, begins with this. The Atari Jaguar system.
Oh, this story is doomed.
Bob. Right now, Bob's waiting for his girlfriend to show up so they can go out and get something to eat. He's got the old 16-bit video system popped in. He's playing his little heart out. You
can't actually name the system because of copyright.
That'll send him racing up one side of Nirvana and back down the slopes of Shangri-La.
I didn't even recognize the controller.
But it will slap him around.
It's a Genesis controller.
Oh, okay.
Watch and learn.
Is Bro okay?
How's that system you're playing on?
This is how executives think people play video games.
Wait a minute. There must be something wrong with the connection.
Hey, Bob.
Okay.
Hello? Focus for a second,
I think Bro's on something, and he may want to call a doctor.
Hello, Bob.
Alternately, the Atari guys outside are doing some light broadcast piracy.
Light?
Well, they're only focusing it on one guy.
And now we're into kidnapping.
Yes.
Oh, God! What the fuck?
I think somebody's TV Nerd journal got transposed here.
About 20 years early.
Bob, I'd like to introduce you to the Atari Jaguar. That button.
Why does the Atari Jaguar look like a torture chair?
Because playing it was torture.
It's actually attached to a torture chair.
Epilepsy warning, Jesus.
Think you can handle it, Bob?
Epilepsy wasn't a thing until Pikachu.
Shoot it, Bob!
if a voice from nowhere is yelling at me, shoot it,
Bob is not okay.
No, he's not. I can't tell if he needs Jesus or just, I don't know, more different drugs.
I guess these graphics are good compared to, like, Super Nintendo,
But next time, there'll be more of them.
Hey, who are you anyway?
The name's Jack.
That great Jack.
Oh man, Bob
Jack?
and
Tell me
Jack.
what I'm doing here?
You're here, Bob,
Jack
because
scares
somebody
me.
wants to help you.
His eyes are
Somebody
weird
wants
and
to show
buggy.
you a better way to play the
I
game.
think he snorted something before the shoot.
It's time you grew up.
Like,
got out,
he's
upgraded.
about ready
You know
to
why
try
you
and
didn't get
have
your
his
organized
skull
stuff, huh?
forcibly
Because it was
jump
old
out of his
technology,
head.
Bob.
Or
It was
he's about to take the
16-bit
controller and
system.
end
So do
Bob.
the math with me, Bob. If
We
I
about to have
offered
a
you
silent
a
Bob.
32-bit system, that would be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Mm.
I guess. If I then showed you a 64-bit system, something with more power and better graphics, that would even be a better thing now, wouldn't it? Yeah, 64.
This is how you know you're in the 90s and talking about video games.
Yes.
You know, emphasizing the power of the processor.
And oh man, CD stereo sound.
There was a lot more progress to be made on those fronts
Right, yeah.
Like,
back then. Plus, it's also a lot easier to advertise something to the vague masses by saying, "Look, this one has bigger numbers than the one you have."
I mean, also sex, apparently. So, I guess the implication here is if you play the Atari Jaguar, women will want to be with you?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Women that might also be, you know, predatory cats.
Happen to me? It's a metaphor.
I mean,
it's
fair.
not real. It's just a way to show you the
And yet
difference
this
between
isn't as backwards as
16-bit and
today's
64-bit.
gamer culture.
Look, don't take my word for it.
Oh, that's
Let me
a
introduce
story
you
in
to
and of
Melissa.
itself.
Hi, Melissa.
I know.
Hi, Jack!
This is Bob. He needs your help to be introduced to the 64-bit world of the Atari Jaguar.
Oh, that's great! I'm at the perfect spot. I'm at Shane Trittler's Super Sports Club.
Okay,
and I'm
is this
rolling
just some
today.
shitty FMV that was from some game?
Maybe?
Oof. That was a rough transition.
Yeah, I haven't seen that transition work in like 30 years.
You can tell it's 90s because motocross.
Yup.
Check out the bone he broke.
Also, extreme.
I could play it the first time I played it and not crash like crazy. I didn't have to play it forever.
I could play it the first time I played it.
CD sound.
Also,
how's
that amount of 90s outfits and hair should be illegal.
Yeah, I think there's actually an outline against it in the Geneva Convention.
64-bit. You do the math.
Pick their cars.
Get used to hearing those words. Do the math.
64, of course. There you go. You heard it from the champ. Now you decide.
Another sign of the 90s. Weird camera angles.
Yeah.
Look, it's just a matter of time before they bust out the fucking fisheye lens. In fairness, Super Burnout is one of the better Atari Jaguar games.
Yeah, it's like one of 3 games we're playing on the system.
Look, Bob,
And I
I'll
wish
let
I
you
was joking
straight
about
because
that.
You look like the kind of guy that can take it. The Atari Jaguar.
I'm not sure the actual number, but yes, it's cited as an actual good game for the system.
Stereo sound, 3D graphics, and a state-of-the-art 17-button controller, plus
17-button controller. Jesus.
Now, does your system
There is a
come
huge
close?
swollen
Of course
asterisk
not, Bob, and all
around
this-
that
all this,
statement.
are you
I
listening
know.
to me, Bob? Because
Didn't it bring back the, oh hey, also there's like a phone pad thing down at the bottom that you'll never use?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How many games does this Atari Jaguar system have?
my friend, Atari is the game master.
Okay, Jack
They've got
took
enough games to
all of
keep
the
your
coke
friends
before the recording.
Coke,
occupied
Coke,
until
I
the
think he
next
huffed some paint.
millennium.
Yeah? Like what?
A lot of drugs is in that man's system right now. And his eyes are trying to eat our souls.
Bro is not okay. Bro is not okay.
Get the downers.
Downers, bro? I don't think they'll help.
Okay, the horse tranquilizer.
Maybe.
Had enough yet?
But my old system's good enough.
Oh, Bob.
And
Good enough.
here's how
The Atari Jaguar
fetishistic
system,
we can
64-bit
get on late night network television.
CD quality sound. You can be satisfied with good enough. Do you think you're good
Oh
enough
my.
to play me?
Hello? I need an adult? Oh shit, I am the
Like
adult.
Atari's Ultra Vortec.
Oh, hi, not Mortal Kombat.
It's time to extol the virtues of Kasumi Ninja. You know, just one of the worst fighters ever created.
Yeah. I mean, it actually looks vaguely competent here, but yes, I've actually seen it in action. Ugh.
Was this one of the ones that was on worst fighting games?
Yes. It's either Kasumi Ninja or Ultra Vortex. They're both really, really bad fighters.
He said Ultra Vortex, so...
Yeah.
Perhaps you need a tamer game, Bob. Because this game and I both need a big boy to play us.
Oh, God, no.
Give me another chance. Bob,
Once again, it's like, this is the 90s.
Friend. Look, just go a couple of more rounds solo, and maybe, just maybe you'll be ready for a rematch.
We got Jack in between the cocaine snorts.
Yeah.
Also,
defining his hand-eye coordination, you and I are gonna have a little chat, and it will go like this.
Hand-eye coordination. There's
you with an offer you will not refuse.
a term I haven't heard in a while.
And call us. Bob here's got some time to get it together, and so do you.
Get ready to discover the next generation of video games. Everything else is history. It's the Atari Jaguar 64-bit system. The most fun you can get your hands on today.
I would once again point out that this is the year of 1995. And the Atari Jaguar is still thinking that the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis are their main competition.
Plus, the Jaguar games are so intense.
This is the year that we see the release of the Sega Saturn, and more importantly, the Sony PlayStation.
Yeah, compared to the things it was aiming against, it had pretty decent graphic power. The problem is, they didn't make many, good games for it.
Well, and here's the thing, the actual graphical prowess on display wasn't showcased all that often.
Yeah, like Rayman and,
AVP.
Yeah, those were
The
like
numbers
some...
being bigger was understood to mean the graphics were better.
Hold on, they just said that control was ergonomically designed. Doubt.
So you can go one-on-one with a friend. It's a $24.95 value.
I think that's lawsuit worthy.
If you call right now, we'll give you
our hands are not waffle irons, so the whole phone pad controller thing never took off.
Probe interplanetary battlefield.
It's not the worst thing for, menus, but other than that, yeah.
Is for you. Don't wait. Call now and you'll receive the complete Jaguar system. 2 controllers and your first game Cybermorph, all for just $159 plus shipping and handling.
What does that equal in today's dollars other than a lot?
Or send check or money order to the address below. Christmas delivery is guaranteed.
I actually had to bust out an inflation calculator.
If it's not the most fun you've ever had, return it for a full refund of your purchase price. Get ready to be blown away by the Atari Jaguar.
Welcome back. Let's recap, shall we? Great.
You're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee on an entertainment product. You're not very confident.
And pointers on video game playing with the Atari
Once again, this is Atari in 1995. They had every reason in the world to not be confident in the Atari Jaguar. Because it's not like this is a new system. It's 2 years out.
Still smart
and they're running out of money.
Well, I say, if at first you don't succeed, change the game cartridge. Pick one.
It would be about $330 in today's dollars.
White man can't jump? Perfect.
Which is, honestly, a bargain.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially compared to today's consoles.
And don't worry, nobody's actually good at Ultra Vortex.
Hey, Jack Bob, how's it going? As you can see,
oh God,
beach, it is a beautiful day. Behind me, we've got some great.
But
you know what? This is these guys.
I think I can hear the blood vessel about to pop in Adam's skull.
Yes, because try to guess the game that they're promoting.
Non-brand name basketball.
Summer
No, it's got
Sports?
a brand name. It's got a brand name. This is promoting the video game adaptation of White Men Can't Jump.
That's an actual game. No.
That is an actual game that exists. This isn't something that got canceled halfway through production or anything. This is a game that got released And they thought this was going to sell consoles.
I mean, for 95, the graphics don't look awful.
But it's more. You made a game out of white men can't jump.
Right.
Like that wasn't like I've actually seen the movie. Been a good long while, but that wasn't a movie that needed or craved out for a video game adaptation.
All right.
And it's got the typical Atari Jaguar problem of not having music because of how the system was designed.
Weren't they advertising CD quality sound?
Yes, if you could get it working.
The graphics mode that was using the Jaguar didn't have enough power to do that graphics mode and do audio.
Yeah. In fact, the audio processor in the Atari Jaguar is the same processor that's in the Sega Genesis and the Amiga. That's why so many of these allegedly 64-bit games look like Sega Genesis games, because they are. They were like ported from the Amiga or the Genesis, thing that used the fucking like the Motorola. Trying to remember the exact chip that they used.
Not use them as targets.
And of course, we have Cybermorph here, aka the the game that's known for the bald green chick that says, "Where did you learn how to fly?"
Jack. I thought you were supposed to be my
because the draw distance is so shitty that the landscape comes right in front of you, and you keep bumping into it.
Life comes at you fast. You need to come faster.
Shall we? Great.
I'm like,
here you are, happily tooling around.
Ironically, it's one of the games that highlights the lack of power in the Atari Jaguar. So
it was an okay car once, and at one time 16-bit systems were cool too. But you're thinking about getting a new car now, aren't you, Bob? Sure. It's time for a change.
This was true, but nobody was looking at the AMC Gremlin that was the Atari Jaguar.
Okay, bro, you were sitting on that one since before we started this, didn't you?
There was a few cars I could have picked.
Sweetie, lights green.
Is that me? Hard to imagine, isn't it, Bob? Yeah.
Yes, because he picked an Atari Jaguar.
I got a new job and a raise.
In fairness, the Atari Jaguar picked him.
I got a new life.
No, a guy hyped up on literally all the drugs picked him.
Remember, he's not exactly here by force. Or by choice.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say, he was abducted. Bro was straight up kidnapped.
For half the cost.
Yeah.
That's the real difference between this system and the others, Bob. Real? Come on. Give me a
I don't
break.
think Bro's okay.
What's real? This cave can't be
He's
real.
just
None of it is.
waiting to go into
Whoa, what the?
screen fit.
16-bit versus 32-bit versus 64-bit. It's real, Bob. When you do the math.
Oh my
Here's another
god.
slice of algebra you can chew on. Atari
Told you,
Jaguar's about
get
half
used
the
to hearing
price
do
of
the
other
math.
systems out there.
I'm like, it's literally their campaign slogan.
Also, and this was still really a rough era for advertising the graphics upgrades, because they were getting really good 16-bit sprite art and 32-bit sprite art.
Yeah,
you
now
and I are going to finish that chat we started a little while ago. Come on. You know you want the Atari Jaguar, and all you have to do is pick
We
up
actually
the
do
phone.
not. Thanks, Jack.
Get ready to discover the next generation of video games. Everything else is history. It's the Atari Jaguar 64-bit system, the most fun
the
you can get your
irony.
hands on today, at the best price anywhere. And
Also,
once
this
you
is really
experience
driving home the
power of
dichotomy of
Jaguar,
people who
you'll
pronounce
know in a
Jaguar as if it has an
second
I in
it's
it
a
and the
game.
people who
The
don't.
Jaguar 64 bits of raw power, awesome 3D.
At least we don't have the
Wire.
British.
quality stereo sound, 16
At least we don't have the
colors.
British
Plus, the
pronunciation
Jaguar
going
games are
on
so
here,
intense because the Jaguar
which
system
always drives me up the
delivers
wall.
real-world, real-time gameplay.
The
You
Jaguar,
can jam with a whole
or
series
however they
of
do it.
Jaguar, yes.
like
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 3D, Mayhem and Madness Jaguar.
Now, in fairness, to show off the first-person shooters was a good move, because that was something that the 16-bit systems really had problems turning out.
Blast the nasties and do whatever you can to ensure you live to fight another
Ah,
day.
yes, Doom.
And the excitement never ends. The Atari Jaguar
Doom was a legitimate coup in the year, like, 1995.
Depending on the month, this wasn't even ported to Windows yet.
Ergonomically designed controller for just
Because I think
$159.
the Windows port was later in the year.
You also get a free second controller.
Possibly, but also, you had the Super Nintendo and the 32X versions of Doom. Yes,
I
but
forgot
they ran.
the Super Nintendo version existed.
I played that. It's fucking garbage. Like, it's amazing you got it to run on the system, but running is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. Bro is doing the ultimate deadlift with the word lifting.
The Atari Jaguar version of Doom is legitimately good, outside of the fact that it has none of the iconic music because of, once again, how the system's set up.
If it's not the most fun you've ever
And it's the only port that was done by id Software themselves.
Oh, that's right.
You came back for more. You're much like my friend Bob.
Yes, we did. We don't know why.
We are currently chained up. Let's call the cops.
Ready to get a Jaguar.
It's Adam's fault.
I mean,
Bro died.
In fairness, I do think the police need to be involved, because I'm pretty sure Jack needs to be arrested before he starts making demands to the UN.
Bro's about to put on a 72-hour hold.
I know I can beat her. Let's go over a few of the fundamentals.
Yes.
I know I can beat her.
Yeah, I know. I buy the Atari Jaguar system and my whole life changed. Everything changes, Bob, for the better. Let's review.
Seriously. He's trying to figure out how to menace Superman.
Life at 64.
I hope you don't mind, but I ordered you fries to go with your sandwich.
And now we have the writer's thinly disguised fetish.
Thinly?
And the metaphor doesn't stop there.
One might call it a metaphor.
Shall we? This is you at 16 bits. This is you at 64 bits.
Why was that in stop motion?
Nice outfit, Bob.
Susie,
why?
Nice to see you.
I heard Bob was looking for
Why?
Like, how about we hit the slopes, Bob?
I'm just like, no, I'm still like, why? Why didn't you do that?
I don't even think either of those outfits is. I mean, it's less professional. The first one was more dorky, but
No, they put him in that gear because they got the snowboarding game to show off gear. So they got.
I'm just saying they're not that different outfits.
Yeah.
I get that, but it's also okay, lady. Why do you have so many leg warmers on your not legs? I mean, I know why, but why?
Tired. I mean, I thought you had me there for a second.
Bob beat me. Bob,
Phrasing.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yes! Did you see that, Jack? I kicked butt on that game. Come on, give me another one. I'm ready for it now. Oh, come on. Give me
And Jack's just
I'm ready for it now. I know you're ready for it now, Bob.
having an episode.
Episode?
Come down here, man.
Bro's having
We're
a
hanging
season.
out in the Delta Zone. This is so cool. We have a major game of laser tag happening. And you know what?
Well,
We're
I'm
gonna
glad
give these kids
Jack's
a
here.
task
He's making
of
this thing
Tempest 2000 by
entertaining.
Jaguar. Come on, hurry up.
Entertaining is not sure.
I mean, it's more entertaining than if you weren't.
Take survey and what these
Fair.
boys think about the new Jaguar system. Hey guys,
Are they having a laser tag?
Blow my mind.
did you hear that? We are blowing minds.
They might actually be at a laser tag or a QZAR or one of those things.
I got a level 32.
Tempest 2000, arguably the best game on the Atari Jaguar.
This is far beyond anything else I've played before.
You know, highlighting this is a good move.
Graphics and all the
They
colors
should have
and
started
sound.
with this.
They have the mode where you can play
Probably.
either regular Tempest or
They probably should have made it to pack-in by this point.
Probably.
I mean,
He's going for that top score.
it wouldn't have saved the Atari Jaguar, Like, there was no saving the Jaguar by this point.
Okay, survey has it. Jaguar is the best.
I've never played a game
Also,
like
I think
Tempest 2000 on my
she's a
system
different lady
before.
than the
It's
one we've
awesome.
seen previously.
Atari really does
She's
have some of the
blonde.
greatest games.
Well, they've even got
Maybe.
more coming out all the time, Bob. Check it out.
Attack of the Mutant Penguins. You're all that stands
Oh,
between
God.
alien
Hey!
mutant penguins and the destruction
Remember
of Earth.
this game,
Are you
Teddy?
up to the challenge? Fight for
Can
life.
I wipe
Show
it
no
from my
mercy.
memory,
There'll be
please?
Only one victor, only one new
Speaking
life.
of,
Will it be yours,
and here we
Bob?
complete the
Throw it at
trilogy of
pinball.
shitty fighting
Multiple
games
flipper
in
frenzy
Fight
and
for
2
Life.
challenging and eerie games in one.
Yeah, again,
Fred
Fight for Life,
Holt,
it
get
looks
ice with high stick
cool.
and hip check in action, and you're in control of your favorite NHL
It was
team.
basically an
Missile
alpha
Command
that got
3D.
shoved out the
Jaguar
door
gives you
because
the
it's
arsenal.
like
Do you have
literally
speed
the last
to
game
defend your
Atari
city from
ever
a relentless
published.
alien attack? Oh man.
By the way, this is all the
Here's a good
coming
game to
soon
play
stuff.
right now.
Right.
Atari's
As-
Iron Soldier.
Those are the games that came out in 1996, if I'm remembering
Iron
correctly.
Soldier, Jesus.
Once again, Iron Soldier is one of the better games on the Atari Jaguar. It's just, it's very slow. No, dude, you don't hammer the buttons on Iron Soldier. It's much more sim-like.
I
this
think
is
Iron Soldier is one of those ones you emulate at like
I needed to get your
0.2 or 1.25 speed.
Nothing gives you the kind of action.
Okay, hang on. We got to make another fashion. What the fuck is this outfit, lady?
Bro got Lady got into the aluminum foil.
It's like it's the 90s. This is something from 1984. Like the actual year.
I think she's on whatever Jack's on.
You'll remember that, won't you, Bob?
Nah, she's just engaging in her night job.
I think
S&M
she has
dom.
like a third of a dose of what Jack's on.
It was a 64-bit kiss.
Still, like,
And good enough
very
to last
dummy
a long
behavior here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Just like,
Did he just die?
Powerful.
no, I think he just discovered Adobe Photoshop.
That was so real.
What was real?
Dream, I think.
Hey, Bob, you finally did it. You had 64-bit and you bought a Jaguar.
Yeah.
This is a moment that never
Yes, I
happened
did.
ever.
Because Bro is
You
currently
wanna play?
having his dying
Yeah.
dream. He took too many drugs.
Look, as long as we keep Jack away, that's what's important.
Speaking of Jack,
And so Bob found happiness.
He's currently
Or at
not
least a
allowed
better
any
video game
closer
system. And in
via
today's
court
world,
order.
where the line between reality and fiction is often blurred, who could ask for more than that? But why let the joy stop there?
Could ask for a better
Follow
hairline.
Bob's bliss. Pick up
You
the
could
phone,
also ask
dial,
for less
order a
peyote.
Jaguar system for yourself, for a loved one, or for your family. After all, look what it did for Bob.
Get ready to discover the next generation of video games. Everything
You know, that's
else
a claim
is
you're not
history.
going to be able to
It's the
back
Atari
up.
Jaguar
yeah.
64-bit
And
system.
by the way,
most fun
Bob
you
was
can get
found
your
dead
hands on
later
today.
that morning.
The best price anywhere. And once you experience the power of the Jaguar, you'll know in a cybersecond it's a whole new game. The Jaguar is 64 bits of raw power, awesome 3D graphics.
Thankfully, we were
quality
spared the
stereo
actual
sound, 16.8
advertisements in this one.
colors. Plus, the Jaguar games are so
You know,
intense
all of
because
the
Jaguar
do the
system
math
delivers
commercials.
real-world, real
I think
Yeah.
that's what was
You can
being
chat
the
with a whole slew of
hour-long
top-of-the-line
version of this
cutting-edge games.
particular
This is from
infomercial.
95.
2000.
Yeah.
Demolish
Yeah.
Field after field of 3D bricks. Atari cards.
You can tell
It's
from
major
a lot of the
go-kart
games,
free-for-all.
because we have a lot of
NBA Jam
late-stage
Tournament Edition.
Atari
Slam
Jaguar
competition
games
with
here.
arcade-quality graphics and
I was just
sound.
curious because I was
And
going to go
Defender
check out the
2000.
16-bit
Now with
competition.
3D
At this point, you
graphics,
could be
level
playing
one power-ups.
Chrono Trigger
And the excitement
or
never ends. The
Earthbound.
Atari Jaguar was designed to be
Oh, yeah,
modular, so you can add
you-
peripherals
like-
to further enhaance your gameplay.
The Atari Jaguar had a fair chance.
Oh yeah, either against the Super Nintendo, Genesis, Saturn, PS1.
So
Yeah.
you can go one-on-one with
Yeah.
your friend. It's a
Like,
$24.95 value.
I'm trying to guess how many
Listen to
actual
this.
games
You call
got
right now,
completed
we'll
and
give you
released
the
out
first
the door
game
by
for
the
free.
time the Atari Jaguar first died.
30?
Changes shape to fit the environment.
Close.
Demon Head.
50 games.
Probe interplanetary
That-
battlefields.
And like
You would have
and
thought
there
they
was
tried to make at least 64.
Jaguar Jaguar 64-bit system is
Well,
for
here's
you.
the thing. They had a lot.
Call now and you'll receive the complete
They had a
Jaguar
lot
system,
more
2
games in
controllers, and your
development
first game
because the
Cyberwar,
whole
all for just $159.
thing
plus
was
shipping and
so
handling. Have your credit card ready
Byzantine.
and call the number you see on
Not
your
a lot of
screen,
games
or
came
send
out
check or
for
money
it.
order to the address below. Christmas delivery is
Like,
guaranteed.
I cannot
if you call
emphasize
right
just
now.
how
Try the Jaguar
badly
for 30
designed
days risk-free.
this system
If it's not
was
the most fun you've
from
ever
an
had,
architectural
return it for a full
standpoint.
refund
Oh,
of your
yeah.
purchase price. Get ready to be blown away by the Atari Jaguar.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, Bob was found dead.
Yeah, his corpse was found half eaten by the the transforming woman. But once again, I'm pretty sure this is somebody's DeviantArt journal transposed through time.
Also, I do appreciate the 2 cat eyes on black background logo thingy. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure the musical Cats did it first.
That's probably where they got inspired. Like, look, they really ran with the whole cat theming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you loaded up the system, you got a literal picture of an Atari of a Jaguar.
And I think it roared, didn't it?
Yeah, and played the jingle. Anyway, so that was our look at the Atari Jaguar infomercial called The Cave. Even though there wasn't much of the cave there.
Where Bob was being held was a cave.
I know, but it was kind of hard to tell from the inside. It's only when Jack was outside that you could see it was a cave.
Right.
You know, that's the problem with going with a generic techno-industrial for your primary setting there.
It's a cave that somehow has enough power supply for a bunch of technology.
Yeah. Anyway, so Petty, if you can play us to the next segment.
1 second.
All right, welcome to the topic of discussion. So this week we have to talk about some, I think, very unfortunate news, or very unfortunate leaking.
Leaking is probably, No one's died. It's just information got leaked.
Well, nobody's died.
Well, I don't know.
yet.
I feel like the person that did this leak might end up being falling from a window or something.
It's not Boeing. He's more than likely fine.
I'm more concerned about the names of the actual employees.
Yeah.
I got, like the actual personal information that's out there now. So,
Fair.
The whole getting doxxed, as they call it.
Yeah, don't dox people. Doxing is never a good idea.
So yeah, Game Freak got hacked by some good old social engineering.
Mm-hmm. And as a result, confidential documents related to the Pokemon franchise have been released, and not just that, we've actually gotten artwork, assets, and even source code of some Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Apparently including some upcoming ones, although that stuff has not been the fastest stuff to be processed out.
Right.
And frankly, I kind of hope they don't, because if they do, I'm afraid they're going to hold it back and try and change. I understand that the Pokemon schedule is extremely unforgiving and inflexible, but I still feel like that something of that magnitude might make them try and change something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Game Freak the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, that they have confirmed that this was the leak is real, and they got breached. Or rather, a third party got breached. So it's a very unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
And I
On
guess
one
for
hand, there's a lot of cool work in progress stuff, some stuff that would probably qualify as setting Bible stuff that, I always wish companies would put out more of this kind of thing, but I understand why they frequently don't. On the other hand, there's a lot of personal information and other stuff that's probably better off not coming out, and some stuff that really the only thing you could do with it is try to be a pain to the company.
Yeah. And I guess for those of you out there right now, be careful downloading any of this stuff, because apparently some of it has been, let's call it, modified.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, just don't fuck with it.
I like this comment. Leaking employee personal information but avoiding spoilers for the new game is peak gamer moment. Yeah.
I don't get the fucking spoiler thing, but I never have, and
I mean, seeing how people spoiled Harry Potter and they received death threats, so yeah, I believe there are some people, spoilers are very touchy.
Well, it's also, people were literally going around to midnight launches screaming out, "Snape kills Dumbledore."
Yeah.
I've seen the YouTube video. So, people were shitheads in both directions there.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I vaguely remember somebody, I don't remember what was said, but I do remember there was a fist fight when I was at the midnight launch back in the day. So, yeah, I imagine it was probably that.
Yeah. So, as far as what has been released so far, we've got work in process sprites from Gen 3, 4, and 5. We got concept art from the original season of the anime. Design Bible background lore, including the the quote unquote weird shit that's making everyone's minds melt.
yeah, and by everyone we mean people who apparently have never read any actual folklore.
Yeah. Minutes from a Pokemon Company meeting about concluding the 26-year journey of perpetual 10-year-old Ash Ketchum. Top-line pitches for a Detective Pikachu movie sequel, as well as a movie with only the working title Game Boy. And we have not learned, but this is actual corroboration of a particular piece of information. And that is the code name for the Switch 2. The internal code name that Nintendo is currently using. That is Ounce. Apparently, this
unless this thing is made out of anti-gravity materials and significant component, it's a code name with exactly as much fucking meaning as Dolphin did for the GameCube.
Right. Or Nitro did for the DS.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Ounce is not a name we can currently infer anything because it's out of context.
Which is intentional. That's how you design project names, to be completely irrelevant to the thing. So you can talk about it without it being really obvious that you're talking about something that you don't want people to know about.
Or if they do know about, they won't, it's why Return of the Jedi was called Blue Hearts. So the point of order here is a lot of stuff has gotten leaked. Also, We have learned that apparently a Pokemon MMO kind of thing is in development, being done at Ilka. If you don't remember,
not particularly surprising.
Yeah. If you remember Ilka, they're the developers of the Pokemon Pearl and Diamond remasters.
And some other games. Not everything they've made is extremely forgettable.
No, but that's the game that directly relates to Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. I think they've even done some of the other Pokemon things, but I don't remember.
Which
ones.
Their latest big game was Sandland.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, Ilka is a generally competent developer. The problems with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl were definitely at least partially from the executive direction level of don't change anything.
So, I'm trying, I'm sure that the not just the people named in this document, but the overseers of the Pokemon franchise are very frustrated right now.
Understandably.
But I'm wondering if the legal, if there's going to be an actual legal recourse here, because it's kind of the difference between info being left around versus an actual hack.
Mm-hmm.
If this is an actual hack, Nintendo will send their legal team after these people.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong. I heard a rumor at least that this was someone who, done by someone who got caught for something else and decided to dump this that they already had access to but hadn't prepared yet or something. I don't know. But who knows?
We'll find out.
Anyway, yes, the people or the person or people who did this are definitely in serious trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. More to say on this, but I don't.
I think we lost
that
most of that.
Concludes things for this. Sometimes the topic of discussions are a lot shorter than others.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not that much to say about this
anyway,
aside from we're learning some cool stuff, but it's probably not actually a good thing that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
No. Anyway, so coming up on the week ahead, we do have a new episode of MSP scheduled for later on today. We do have a Friday show slated, as we'll be welcoming Carlos. They are the developers of the upcoming cyberpunk boomer shooter Sprawl. And coming up on the Sunday reviews, we will be having reviews of The Cub, Flip Tiles, Warp Lines, Escape Team, possibly, or Rotate or Die. It depends on if Galax can get the appropriate amount of players for Escape Team.
It's looking pretty unlikely.
And finally, I'll probably set it to Rotate or Die then. And Dark Sky. So until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.